This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Maxi Hughes over Zoom. Maxi, how are you?
Very well, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all good. It's good to catch up. And you've got some fight news which has certainly kind of come out of the blue and surprised many people. Obviously facing Jovanni Straffon for the IBO title come September 4th. First and foremost, Maxi, where did this fight come from?
I think just on my current form. I know obviously Straffon boxed James Tennyson for the IBO, and I think Tennyson was originally supposed to be boxing Ricky Burns for that title, but Burns pulled out with about 3.5 weeks notice, and I got the phone call then because I'd not too long ago since boxed for British. But because I'd had a busy couple of months, I were resting a bit and regrouping. But for that magnitude of fight, I wanted longer notice. So I turned it down. Then obviously Straffon. So I was talked about for that fight then, and then Straffon come into the picture, and he did what he did. So my manager had been talking to Eddie and they said it'd be a good matchup, so they offered it to me, and I said yes straight away. And here we are. It's finally been announced. I've known about it for about 5, maybe 6 weeks, something now. Sorry, about 6 weeks. Yeah, so been grafting away, thinking about it, and now it's finally been announced. So yeah, that's where we are.
It's funny now, as you say, and the UK public will certainly remember him from the first round knockout victory against James Tennyson. You'll know yourself from Josh Warrington's past defeat to Mauricio Lara. There's been the Mexicans coming over and causing a variety of upsets. For you yourself, knowing what's happened to Josh, your friend, your campmate, knowing what's happened in the Tennyson fight, is that kind of allowing you to stay even more focused and even more switched on so you don't fall short at the same hurdle as what those guys did?
Absolutely, yes. I'm well aware of how dangerous the fight is with him. So it's just extra motivation for me just to make sure I'm on it. And every time I go to the gym, I put 110% in and making sure I need to do everything that's possible. You only need to watch the fight against Tennyson. If there's ever a time when you wake up and it's raining and you don't want to go and do your run, just have a look at that. I think that's what you're up against. Do you want that to happen to you? So get yourself out running, lad. But yeah, it's stepping up levels. There's as the level that I've stepped up to and that I am now. There's no easy fights. I think it could have quite easily been the same if I'd have took Paul Island Jr. lightly in that British title fight. If I'd have gone in there with a different mindset to the one that I had, that could have potentially been me on end of that the decision as well. So always now, stepping up in levels, I'm just getting better and better, and I'm more focused and believe I'm becoming more clinical at what I do. So yeah, I know what's in front of me. I know what I need to do. We've already been working and talking about what we need to do against Straffon, which is fairly easy to know, to be honest. All I need to do is go in there and don't get hit for 12 rounds. It's as simple as that.
Max, that was going to be my next question. Approaching this fight, what should everybody expect? Is this very much you looking to kind of use your boxing skill set to, the best of your abilities to stay away from the power which Jovanni Straffon possesses?
Absolutely, yeah. You just need to look at his record and look at his knockout ratio and look at his performance against James. I'd be silly to stand and trade with him. But what one of my greatest strengths is my defense and my movement and my boxing ability. So I'm not just going to abandon that. I'll use that and work on it and get to work and do what I need to do. Because I think other than him being a puncher, I think he's brilliant technically, but I think he's one of them who's probably got power. His power doesn't dip from the first round to 12th round, so there's no room for mistakes. Got to be switched on for the full 12 rounds, which I will be.
Maxi, if you could put your finger on it, why do you think it is we've seen so many Mexican fighters come over and have so much success of note recently?
I don't know. I don't know if if people are making too much of a big song and dance about it. To be honest, only the last couple of weeks we've had some Mexicans come over. Mexican came over and boxed Archie Sharp at weekend, and the other week a Mexican came over and boxed Paul Butler. And there was no big song and dance about them then. They got cracked on, concentrated, and did what they needed to do. I know there has been a few Mexican upsets lately, which has gained a bit of momentum, but I'm not looking too much into that. When you talk about is that, oh, he's fighting a Mexican, oh, you've got to be careful with him. You're like, you've got to be careful with everyone who you box, because if you're not on it, anybody can turn you over. So, it's all about your mindset and how you go in and how people look at it. I see what you mean. It's gathered a bit of momentum as the Mexicans, but there's also that saying where you beat someone. The UK public normally, oh, it's just boxing Mexican road sweeper, this and that. So, on one sentence, they're absolutely dynamite and they do this, do that, and then on another sentence, when you beat them easy, it's just a Mexican road sweeper. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that.
Maxi, this little run you've been on since the John O'Carroll fight in itself, it's I'm sure you at times probably have to pinch yourself to find yourself in this position now. What would it mean for you to be able to lift that WBO title, sorry, the IBO title, come September 7th, September 4th, sorry?
Yeah, it mean a lot to me. I believe this is my ticket to America. I know it's not one of the four main world titles, but it's still a big belt, and it'll put my rankings up, and it should, it's going to put me on world scene. So I hope it can be my ticket to America to challenge. Ideally, I'd like Devin Haney, but I'm not looking past what I've got in front of me on 4th of September. But yeah, that's what it means to me. I mean, I can go and have a big money fight, and make life easier for me and my family. But I just want, as well, going back to what you said, I know I have been on a bit of a run, but I've always believed I've been good enough. And a lot of people around me have always believed that. It's just now it's took its time coming out and being able to show everyone. But I know a few people said, "Oh, I'm having an Indian summer." I'm not having an Indian summer. I am genuinely this good. It's just now that ability is coming out. I'm taking it from the gym into the fights and getting results. So that's where we are. I think I'll probably be coming into my peak, my physical prime. So that's where we're at now.
Maxi, you mentioned this could be your ticket to America. Is that how big of a fight this is for yourself, then, that you can see yourself, if you're successful, come September 4th, facing one of Devin Hainey, Gervonta Davis, if the fight be agreed, a Teofimo Lopez, a Ryan Garcia, just all those guys who are being spoken about, a Vasyl Lomachenko. Is that how big of a fighting opportunity you think this could be for you?
I think it could be, yeah. Sign the fight contract as well. So by winning this fight, I'll become a matchroom fighter. And obviously Eddie can do big things in world boxing. You've got Matchroom America, so there's big fights out there. So that's all I want. Especially coming through Straffon. There's nobody who can say I've not earned a big fight. So that's what I'm planning. That's my goals, to get job done on Straffon, pick up that title, and go forward. And if I have to beg Eddie, just get me a big fight. There's been plenty of other lads from UK who've been over to America and had their big shot and their big chance. By beating Straffon, I will have earned mine. So that's where I want to go.
You mentioned obviously Devin Hainey, that one name in particular. I just want to touch on him. How do you think you would fare against him again? I know you don't want to look past Jovanni Straffon, but if you're successful and you do look towards that fight, how do you think you would fare?
I think I do well. I think a fight like that would just bring the best out of me totally. And he might look at my record and he might underestimate me. He might look at me and go, "What's he not even deserve to be in here?" To be fighting me. So I'd go in there and it'd bring best out of me, and I'd give it my absolute everything. So I believe I'll do well and probably surprise him and everybody else.
Your fight with Straffon, Maxi, is this a fight where you see it going the distance if you're to be successful, or do you think you could stop him?
I believe that's always something that could come about. Um, I think the way to beat a Mexican is you'll struggle to it and punching him to head. They'll probably take headshots all the time, but as we've seen in my last performance, I'm not a bad body puncher. So if I'll be prepared for 12 hard rounds, but if he comes lunging in at me and starts being a bit aggressive, thinking he'll stop me, that's where he'll leave himself open for body shots. So there's opportunity there to hurt him to body. Everyone can be hurt to body. So I'm happy to just win a 12 round points win. It's one of them fights. I don't really care how I win. The most important thing is just getting winning, just get the job done, get that belt, um, and then look to secure a bigger fight. So that's the main aim. Just get the win, no matter however that comes. Just get the win.
Max, I know this could be like kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity for you, but did you consider defending that British title and looking to become an outright champion, or was this just too good of an opportunity to turn down?
Yeah, absolutely. Too good of an opportunity. And I'd, if I would, if it were 5 years ago, I'd have maybe felt I need more experience at British domestic level to carry me forward to go towards world titles. But I've won the British on my third attempt, so I've got experience at British level. I've fought good level domestic fighters. My losses that I've had have only been to people who's been British champion. Like Martin Ward, he was so close to fighting for a world title. Liam Walsh did fight for a world title. So the lads that I've lost to are high, top end kids. So I'm not needing that experience. But so I always said I was happy to win the British and move on if the opportunity presented itself, which it has. So I'm happy to move on from British level because I believed I was British level for I believe although I didn't have the title, believed I were on that level for a few years. So I've just picked up that belt because it was something I always wanted to win and always to call myself a British champion. I've done that now, and now I've got a bigger opportunity. So yeah,
Max, I do just want to touch on Josh as well. How is he and how excited is he for the chance at redemption?
oh, he's really on it. He's pumped and he's really eager to get his revenge and put it right. He knows Josh and himself what's wrong. Um, Sorry, mate.
That's okay, carry on.
Because announcement, people are trying to ring me now. But yeah, Josh is eager and he's on it, and it's great to train alongside him and both be on the same bill, so we can push each other. So that's been really good. We've started running together on Fridays, so that's helping us both out. So yeah, it's a big boost to it, gym for us all.
And Maxi, 20,000 fans at Headingley. How good does that sound?
So that'd be brilliant. Yeah, I've had my three biggest wins behind closed doors. All my lot, they're dying to see me and have a big fight. So it's good to be able to have that and have it so close to home. In God's own county of Yorkshire, we're going to have a big fight, and they're all going to be able to come and see.
Right, Maxi, I appreciate your time now. And like I said, I'll leave you now to enjoy the rest of your evening before you head off to training. I appreciate your time, like I say. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me on.